Any of you know how to get into the routes meeting? Thing is locked.
User was moved out of your channel. User was moved out of your channel. User left 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 your channel.
Simon?
He's gone.
Oh.
But it was me that was asking.
Yeah, well, the Norwegian guys have sent the
Hey Foxy, Harry, how you doing?
and it's been uploaded. Yeah, well, it should be uploaded anyway.
Okay. Julius's Iceland plan would be ideal if we have that somewhere.
Well, I got an email from him, or via Discord. He said that. Let me see if I can make a print.
Channel switched.
Okay, so there's not much happening at the minute. It's about to kick off.
User left your channel. User joined your channel. User joined your channel. User joined your channel.
Good evening, guys. Welcome to the Roots meeting. Thanks for coming tonight. Just before we get going, let me just do a quick roll call, if I can, for the airports. So, Schiphol.
Here.
Dublin.
Here.
Hamburg.
Cooley, I'll try, but I think that's an issue with the fact that they're letting everybody who is planning on not flying to let go of their slots.
Oslo. Martin's here somewhere.
Martin's downstairs.
They'll definitely have one up by the next couple of hours, if not the next hour or two.
He's on the inside. Okay. Chicago.
You'll hear anyway with
San Francisco.
Good evening.
Hello. Toronto.
Here.
Vancouver.
Here.
And finally Dallas.
Hello.
Hello. Okay. Before we get started, let me just explain how this will work. We'll all stay in this room at the start to get an overview from Chris and Ryan about what's happening tomorrow as far as routes are concerned, and then we will disappear off into the Europe and North America rooms to get things done for the airports. So without any further ado, I'll hand over to Chris and Ryan.
So,
hi, good evening. It's been a fun evening so far. Unfortunately, the track message has been a little bit late this evening. So we're a little bit behind where we would normally be on a westbound and very far behind where we would be on an eastbound. But nevertheless, we have many hours ahead of us to fix those problems. First thing, we're just going to have a quick look at what's happening on the ocean. There's a link in the bottom. This is drawn by the best artist in town, which is Connor.
Beautiful.
Which is basically an interpretation of the tracks for tomorrow.
So I'll be clicking on the links that the guys put in TeamSpeak.
As you can see, half of them disappear off the bottom of the page, so that's already causing us quite some challenges. So we have tentatively drawn a couple of dotted tracks. Don't conclude anything about where those are on the ocean and on the Europe side yet. Well, we've also not really fixed the North America side yet, but that's roughly what we plan to add to make basically 5 tracks clustered together, PQ, ABC. And we will try and present in the standard way by now, which is that basically for the North American side, the most southerly track has the aircraft arriving at the most southeasterly airport.
Yeah, no worries, Robbie.
Can New York jump in here? Because New York's we're not staffing oceanic, so those are going to be uncontrolled.
Yeah, we've already covered that. E and F are not used.
Okay.
Sorry, quick question to Simon. You did see our briefing, the Oslo briefing, right?
I'll get back to you on that. I've not seen it, Martin, but I'll let Chris continue and I'll PM you about it.
All right.
Cheers.
Okay, so that should take care of, by the time everything is settled between both sides, all the traffic that is going to Chicago, Toronto, and Washington, regardless of where it departs from in Europe, will be on one of these 5 tracks. Nat track Delta will be, at the moment, tentatively scheduled to be our non-event track.
Can we change that?
This is what the planning meetings for, Robbie. So once all this is done, settled, and sorted, it'll be released then, which is usually around midnight.
Slightly north, it'll be fine.
Going from past ones, but.
Which track would you prefer?
Well, if you just take track D and take the end of it,
User
move
joined
it
your
up to
channel.
like Supri, and make sure it doesn't go into New York Oceanic, then
we don't
fine.
change the tracks. The published tracks are the published tracks. We don't change them because
then,
otherwise you'll have half the people flying the published track and half the people flying our version of that track. Sorry, I misinterpreted your question. I thought
traffic then.
Could we not just have that Gander domestic controls Raffin rather than Supri?
Oh, there'll be a couple of Concourse flying tomorrow, Robbie, I'd say.
Gunnar says that's the answer.
I mean, it's in Oceanic, so that's wherein lies the problem.
There is an extension on Gander Moncton Center that does include Raffin, depending where Raffin goes after that.
As long as it doesn't go to New York Oceanic, then there's...
Yeah, there is no requirement, and it's quite clear, there is no requirement for New York Oceanic.
Okay, so that gets everybody to the East Coast airfields, Toronto, Washington, and
Alexander,
Chicago. Then we have the fun of getting to the West Coast for the first time. For that, we have a proposal from Iceland to run a couple of predefined routings through their airspace, which connect on the Canada side in the Edmonton FIR. Those have already been run through with Ryan and Edmonton, I think. So we're not expecting too many changes there, but we may tweak those. The fun thing is connecting those to Dublin, so we need to discuss a little bit about how we get traffic out of the Shannon FIR into the Iceland airspace, somewhere around 30 West, I guess, and how that connects to those planned routes. And then hopefully those 2 tracks just basically stay parallel all the way through Iceland, Canada, and eventually down into the west coast of the USA. But Ryan, from talking to you earlier, I think those routes are pretty much fixed or figured. Do you have a plan for that?
Yeah, as long as we end up at VATSIM and Darub, once they hit landfall in North America, then we're good.
Okay.
So what usually happens here now is that these are the tracks. So these are the tracks for tomorrow. In a little while, it'll go to... everybody splits up. North America, Europe, go into their different rooms. And the departure airports will get assigned to the specific tracks. So it's going... okay.
Sorry, we were just chatting about some Iceland stuff. I think everybody has been mentioned at some point. On the Europe side, we have a fairly straightforward arrangement with all the airports fairly clustered close together. The only slight twist is how we get the Oslo traffic through. But that's, I think, what we're going to figure out now. Are there any... is there anything from Ryan? I sort of did all the talking, sorry.
No, I think you pretty much covered everything.
Great. Are there any burning issues that need to be dealt with while we're all still together? From any of the airports, ARTCs, FIRs that are here now? Okay, maybe just...
excuse me. What TMI are we using? 88?
89, I believe.
Oh, so 89 is released, yeah, because I was on like
yeah,
an hour
it should
ago.
be the tracks for tomorrow are the ones we're using.
Perfect.
Yeah. 089. Maybe just for those, I know there's a number of people who haven't worked with us before, so what happens from here is a good question. So we will split into 2 or 3 smaller groups to work on our local challenges, let's say. And the plan is that once your planning team member who's leading that group is happy, and you've double checked all the flight plans that relate to your airport, you can go and enjoy your Friday evening or go to bed if you're in Europe. And what we will do as the planning team is we will compile all those route strings. We put them into the across the POM system. Sometime in about 2 or 3 hours, we'll email all the pilots, and they'll be able to log into the website and see their own personalized route. We will also tell everybody who wants to fly a non-event track any restrictions, advice, or guidance that you guys want to issue to them. So if you have a particular way in which you want people to position themselves getting in or out of your airport, if there are things that they need to be aware of, then it's a good thing to let us know that as well. As for non-event traffic. But basically when you leave, please be sure that the data that we have for your particular facility is the data you're happy with, because we will at some point begin to inform the public. We will also send you the final slot distributions for your airfield, arrivals or departures, all the planned aircraft that are coming in, what their arrival departure time, well, what their departure time is. Arrival time is a bit more difficult to figure out. What call sign they booked, who they are, so that you guys can implement any systems that you need to in terms of allocating slots and those sorts of things. I know that Amsterdam does pilot briefings based on that and things like that. And that's basically the process. Then, of course, tomorrow we wake up and we have fun.
Question?
Sure.
Do you have the tracks allocated for each arrival field? I'm just curious which tracks Moncton needs to get ready for, because it looks like only Toronto and Chicago, based on a plan I drew out, would hit Moncton, but I just want to confirm.
We will go over that in about 2 minutes.
Cool.
Okay, so they should start advising which tracks are going to serve which airports.
That showed the aircraft by track. Will that be available again?
And it will be available in about 2 minutes.
Question from the Icelandic side. Will you keep all the traffic going through Icelandic airspace? Will you keep it in Icelandic airspace until getting to Canada domestic?
Yes.
Excellent, thank you.
It's the rough plan.
Perfect.
Cannot guarantee yet.
That's notwithstanding pilotability, right? They may drift out the side just due to making a wrong turn. Okay, anything else from the planning team that we should have talked about but didn't?
Enjoy tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe for the new participating ARTCCs and airfields, if you could make sure that you are following VATSIM CTP, we will follow you back so that we can share the latest information that you guys put out on social media tomorrow. We're on Twitter.
We gotta be on Facebook too, and Instagram, and then we gotta post it in the forums. Just remember, it's the #1 source of information.
We'll be Snapchatting all VATSIM members.
Are we gonna TikTok this as well?
Telegram.
No, please. Can't believe you said that.
Okay. Time is ticking, and for some people, bed is calling. So let's split up and let's start to tackle the local challenges. Thanks everyone for coming.
User left your channel. User left your channel. User left your channel.
Okay, so this is where I need to turn that off, but this is where everyone splits up now.
User
Yeah,
left
I
your
stopped,
channel.
don't worry about it.
User joined your channel. User joined your channel.
I can't hear you, Michal.
I'm just saying, don't worry, I have stopped. But I messaged you earlier on.
Okay.
I'm fully
User
here now.
joined your channel. User joined your channel. User joined your channel.
So as you can see, everybody's splitting up into the respective rooms. Europe, North America. There's a lot more North American than there is European. Yeah, I probably should have turned off notifications before that. But I think that's it now. I think that's it done. Hey, Nestor. It's either Shannon or another position, Robbie, which has yet to be decided. But it'll be en route.
User joined your channel. User joined your channel.
Let's not be shy. Who's gonna start?
Yeah, we're just talking about it. Hang on.
I was just going to say that, Cooley. I'm looking at the flags. I don't see any German flags. That'll obviously be discussed. Don't worry. Yeah. Are we sure there is a German airfield? I only know of Dublin, Gatwick. That's just my ignorance.
Okay, sorry.
Okay. Norway representative, is that still just you, Martin?
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah, I'm afraid so, yeah.
Okay. We are going to. It's very difficult to split your traffic up between different SIDs. We need the entry points for the 2 routes into Iceland are going to be Ipton and Gunpa. So we need a route to Ipton and a route to Gunpa. The others we will sort out based on where we want them crossing in Scottish. So maybe if you can do was it Etvog departure for those 2? Evtog? Evtog, I think. And we will put the rest on Atlaps coming southwestbound into Scotland, and so we can work out where we want those crossed.
So you need routes to Ipton and Gunpa.
Ipton and Gunpa, please. Yeah. So that's.
I thought the Norwegian guys did this already, but maybe they didn't.
We can put it out of the spreadsheet if it's not something that you have any desire to change, then that's fine. normally the point at this point is that once we know roughly where the routes are, we can clarify the distribution between different SIDs to ensure a spread.
The problem is I don't have a slightest clue about the airspace in Norway.
User
Okay,
joined
fine,
your
fair
channel.
enough. That's fine.
So,
Will Copenhagen attend for overflights?
yes, we will have at least 1 or 2 controllers in Copenhagen.
Good. So that covers the en route then.
They'll advise
Yeah,
that,
so you'll
Fabio.
have
They'll
Hamburg departures,
allocate a non-event
overflying
track.
You will have 44 Hamburg departures overflying Copenhagen.
Excellent. Yeah, I said to them that it would be nice to have Copenhagen online, so we have at least 1 or 2 guys
User
online.
left your channel.
Okay, then we have no real concerns over Norway. It kind of runs itself, and I don't think we have much to change on that. Hamburg. Who are Hamburg guys? They are not here. Right. Well, if you're not here, you don't get a say.
Oof.
That's fine.
They sent an email, so we'll try and comply with the email.
Oh, Norway is here. Sorry. Hello, Christer. Norway is here.
Hello.
No, Fabio,
Norway.
that's always kind of hashed out around here.
Norway.
Calling Norway.
So is that Eurovision?
Oh no.
12 points to Norway.
Yeah. Thank you.
So Norway, I don't know how much you caught of the earlier part of the discussion. Obviously, it's very difficult to distribute your departures between different routes, given that everything is west of you. It is going to be 40% EVTOG departures, 60% ATLAPs, I think. I don't think there is a way to make TORP work.
Yeah, but that's fine, because we have planned to make all of the departures via EVTOG and ATLAP.
Good. Okay, so it's going to be 40% EVTOG, isn't it? And 60% ATLAP. Yeah, that's it. Basically, it's quite straightforward. You will have overflights to airports worth of traffic from Hamburg as well, coming up as overflights exiting at Ipton and Gunpa. But I presume you will have some Stavanger cover as well.
Geez, Robbie, running 2 games.
Yeah, just noticing. Yes, we're gonna split in 3 sectors in Stavanger.
Good. Then that's easy for Oslo. That's it. Hamburg are not here. Amsterdam.
Yes.
Do our upper split with a delta sector, and then Amsterdam east-west lower.
Negative. We're not planning on staffing the delta sector, since with the initial meeting last week, Hamburg was saying they were not expecting to throw any traffic over our sector, or at least not that much. But so we're not staffing the upper sector.
Okay, there will be some Hamburg overflights from Dobak exiting into the London FIR.
How much is a little?
44 in 4 hours.
Jeez.
Oh, come on, that's nothing. And then it is towards like Reflo, or is it towards Lonem, or is it going to be splitting to the both of them?
It's probably going to be Mimba.
Oh, everything Minfa. Okay.
Probably. Unconfirmed yet, but
sure.
That's, depending on how we
can easily
split
handle that.
But yeah, that's likely. Okay, I was expecting you to do a delta sector, but that's fine.
For 44 aircraft in 4 hours?
Plus all your other overflights. I mean, there will be plenty of Frankfurts to the US and stuff like that as well. But this is only the event traffic.
Meh.
Okay. You will get a 3-way split for your departures. So you will get some Bergies going into Scottish, some Bergies going into North Sea, and some Voller Abneds.
Lovely.
Split roughly 40, 20.
Oof, wait, just 20 via...
Hey, Simon,
Abnet?
No,
no, I always try stream the cross pond
via North Sea, so there'll be Bergie Mollocks,
okay, 40, 60,
and 20%
okay,
via Godos.
roughly.
Given that it's the weekend, we may also put them through Bergi, Odazi, Lonam, just to split them earlier from the Bergi Molexes.
Sorry, come again? Bergi direct?
No, on the weekends, there is a weekend route. You can do Bergi, Odazi, Lonam.
Yeah,
so
okay,
they go
yeah,
straight
yeah.
north. So that's a weekend-only route.
I know,
and that splits them earlier with at Bergi from the Molex traffic. But then you have to climb them flight level 300, but that's instead of 240.
We'll be fine.
Yeah. Happy with all that?
Yeah.
Simples.
So there should be a second Google Doc coming up now in a minute with
Dublin.
the specific routes.
Hello.
Departures. We would like to go to this fictional track Quebec, entry point to be decided, and also to Dogal and Malot. And then we need to get the West Coast traffic out somehow on a track that takes them somewhere near the Iceland-Greenland border or Iceland at 30 West, something like that, which is probably something we didn't really look at before. So maybe if you guys could look at if you have a preference for where NatTrack Quebec might begin, based on traffic also going to Resno, which is the most northerly published track.
Okay.
And then also how we can route some other traffic towards Iceland for the west coast. If you could maybe
30 west.
We want to go to 30 west at about 61 north, something like that, on that corner between Shanwick, Iceland, and Gander.
Okay.
But avoiding Gander. And I think going to Malot or Dogal is probably quite easy, but it's those two questions that we have.
Sorry, will we have traffic from Ireland going 61 north into Iceland at 30 west, or?
Yes, you will have half a set of traffic coming in from the side, but that's already accounted for in the numbers we talked about earlier. So some of the traffic we talked about, you'll only have to control for half of the distance.
And yeah, so they will arrive at 61 north, 30 west, and roughly, and then we will send them over to Canada domestic.
So they're going to end up south of the traffic that's coming in from Norway. So you will end up with 4 entries and 3 exits.
So they're talking about obviously the
one
San
of the entries
Francisco,
is just half and comes in half.
San Francisco bound traffic at the minute, which is going to go
all
over.
of the traffic from Oslo planned to go via Reykjavik?
No, only. Only 40% of the traffic from Oslo will go via Reykjavik.
Okay.
The other 60 will go via Scottish. So the rest coming via Reykjavik will be Hamburg to both West Coast airports. In fact, all of the departure airports to the West Coast airports will cross Reykjavik at some point. So basically, you have 1 pair's worth of airports.
Right.
Okay, so it sounds like all the West Coast arrival airports are going to go over the polar area through Iceland and Gander. They're gone quiet now. So they should start assigning routes per airports in a few minutes here.
Sorry, question. All the traffic that enters Icelandic airspace, all of those traffic will exit directly to Canada domestic. Is that correct?
I'd need to check the charts to make sure.
Yeah, because if they exit via Gander,
Yeah, we don't want to put traffic back into Gander. That's what we're.
yeah,
avoiding.
right. Yeah. Okay. Good.
Heathrow. It sounds like it's going to go through Norway and Iceland. It sounds like all the West Coast arrivals from Europe are going to be going through Iceland at least. That's going to be more specific as the meeting goes on, but that's from the sound of it so far. That's what it's going to be. Hey Dylan, yeah, I'm controlling for the whole event tomorrow. At the minute, I'm rostered on a Shannon sector, but we sort out the higher level stuff once we know what we're getting, which, as you can see, is pretty much all the entry points are exiting our airspace.
Do you have the link to the chart that shows the Iceland radio bit and the border with Gander and Edmonton? Because I can't find the one I can think of in my head. It's like a Euroscope picture.
Let's see. Right, I should have it.
If you're going to a Canadian airport, you might be going through the North Atlantic. It's only the West Coast airports in the US that I think are going to go through Iceland. Like I said, they're going to start assigning tracks to airports and stuff and routes in a little bit, so it'll be more specific as the time goes on.
Do you have something for the top?
I don't know. We'll see.
Northwest corner of Gander, because there's a little bit of that corner which is delegated, or they jump straight from Iceland radio directly to domestic, right?
Yeah.
This is why the planning meetings happen, to sort all this out.
Yeah, that's the border, isn't it? Around the 58 West line, I think it is, isn't it?
Yeah, they'll start assigning the routes now to the tracks.
Yeah, so the sector west that you can see on the picture is ADSB coverage, but I think some of the traffic will go onto sector north. In reality, that's not ADSB coverage, but we will simulate.
We don't think we will be going that far up. We will be going further south than that, I think.
User joined your channel.
Okay, that's excellent. Yeah, because we initially thought that we might have some traffic north of that. So in the end, we would simulate ADSB coverage just to make things easy. But yeah, so it should be all good.
Okay. And the southerny part, where you would normally have traffic going over the southern tip of Greenland and going out like via Urtak, for example, do you interface directly with Edmonton there at the 58 West line? Do you know?
Let's see.
User joined your channel.
The problem with Iceland is when we are online, we don't have Edmonton online very often. I mean, it hasn't happened any time before, so.
Okay.
I will start up Euroscope just to double check over to the Canadian side here.
Okay. Yeah, we've just checked the plan that Canada want, and they will definitely exit from sector west into Edmonton.
And what was the waypoint that they will use?
Hey man,
well,
in Florida, how you
the
doing?
first waypoint
It's
into
going to be
Canada.
it's going to be the ABCD points. So Adsam, Beauport, Canal, and Darub.
Add some canal, yeah. Yeah, that
So that's sector west into Edmonton, without any gander.
oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely, yeah. And that's still within the ADSB coverage, so we're good.
All depends on
Yeah, we
your
just have to
oceanic
force the
delivery controller
Norway traffic a little bit further
tomorrow.
south. Just to,
You could probably send a PM, but
Yeah.
they'll probably just take call on frequency anyway.
So the northernmost traffic will go, entry Canada via Adsam. Is that correct?
We may not even need Adsam. It may even be one south of that, but there will be no traffic north of Adsam.
Okay, that's brilliant because that's just within the ADSB coverage, so that's perfect.
It will probably be Beauport mostly.
Yeah.
Can I confirm non-event traffic real quick? What tracks?
D.
Just D?
Just D.
Perfect, thank you.
Okay, so non-event traffic tomorrow. If anybody's flying non-event, you can expect track Delta.
Is Ireland preferably keeping?
I doubt it,
anybody
Cooley.
from touching Scottish.
All depends on the oceanic
Sorry,
controllers. There's no requirement
Is
for
it
oceanic
preferable that we
controllers to
don't
use
route
it, so
anybody into Scottish?
So there won't be any Dublin departure.
I'm just thinking about getting up to 30 West. We could go Nevry into Scottish and then clip the top right of Nota.
Get Scottish to bring them through Galmup and then over to Shamwick.
I think we would prefer a routing via Revenue to avoid the corner, but
Okay.
because we have a lot of Scottish controllers.
Yeah, because we don't really. I mean,
Okay,
well, we have enough, but preferably.
Strangely, this year we are well Scottished.
Okay.
And more so than everywhere else, which is very rare.
Well, to get up to 30 West, it would really help us to go Nevry, Galmup.
Flight level 250, is that not a bit low? Yeah.
However
Okay.
you get to 30 West.
No,
from
they
there.
haven't
Yes,
decided
in
yet.
fact, Galmup is good it's perfect for us because if we put the two new tracks that we make at Pickle and Sunot, so right up in the top left corner of the Nota, then the next one up would be Galmup.
Yeah.
So that keeps it well away from the
Okay,
other
yeah, I
traffic
get
that will be
you, that's
coming
good.
from the southeast.
Cool.
You will have staffing for three sectors on the western front up against Shamwick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so it'll be DEF, I guess, for any non-event and other stuff. ABC and then north of A.
Probably, yeah. We'll give you a diagram in a minute.
Yeah. Okay. So we can tell you how many, because even though we're using A, B, and C, actually there will be the same amount of traffic on A and B combined as there is on C. A and B both get a half set each.
And what do ENF get?
ENF has no event traffic planned on it because it goes into New York Oceanic.
Right,
So
okay.
that'll just be any non-event
Okay.
traffic that feels like using it. But they're very. The issue is not on our side. The issue with the tracks tonight is that they drop off very rapidly and enter the US very far south. So there might be the odd traffic, but I would imagine very few people will plan on ENF.
Do you have a diagram of the routes crossing over Shannon?
Not yet.
Perfect, okay. I don't think we're going to be able to give you sectors up against Shamwick until we get the
I am
overview of that.
controlling tomorrow, Manflower, yeah. I am. It'll be Shannon upper level at some point. Hey, John. No, Elias, no Germans have showed up, but it's late, so I don't know. What's Germany, 2 hours ahead, GMT? Mr. Sky, yeah, Iceland is going to be staffed tomorrow because there are going to be tracks going through Iceland. So Iceland's definitely going to be manned tomorrow. They said Hamburg sent an email, so I don't know whether they're going to mention it or not. But they're going to plan as per the email they sent. So. So as I said, anybody who's planning to fly non-event will be using D, E or F. But most likely D, because yeah, E and F drops off into New York, which won't be manned. New York Oceanic won't be manned tomorrow. So the published tracks are A, B, C, D, E and F. P and Q are going to be the VATSIM made tracks to be assigned in the next few minutes or whenever. But shortly they'll be assigned
User
to
disconnected from your channel.
which airports, which routes. Mr. Sky, the A, B, C, D, E and F are the real ones. P and Q are being created just because D, E and F are just too far south, and New York Oceanic, New York have confirmed they won't be manning Oceanic. So, but as I said, all this will be decided soon. Who's going to go where?
Do you guys need any help with UK stuff like non-event, Heathrow, Gatwick, South, stuff like that?
We will need to provide a route to NatTrack Delta for Heathrow departures.
Yeah, I'll get that.
Via Compton, please.
Yeah, this will do.
Well, they're going to have
Amsterdam also prefers to have a route all the way through the track Delta.
Yep, that'll be Vola Abned. Vola Abned, Lambon, Compton,
User
please.
left your
Lambon,
channel.
Compton, check.
Usually, the later in the event that you fly, the worse it can turn out. But if you're in the first wave, things kind of run smoothly. It's usually about halfway till towards the end. If you're on the tail end of the event, things can kind of get a bit chaotic. But if you're at the front of the queue, things usually run smoothly. Okay, Cooley, have a good flight tomorrow. That all depends on your slots, Robbie. You might be able to get ahead because everybody ahead of you in the slot system might turn up. Just get your company to send a ready message. See if that helps. Yeah, John, I'll be streaming. I'll also be controlling for the event tomorrow. So from around 10:30 Zulu till definitely from 1100 Zulu to at least 1400. So 4 hours.
Matthew.
Well, we'd concentrate first and foremost, Fabio in Dublin and Shannon tomorrow. We won't have any say or anything in the oceanic staffing or any other staffing.
Sorry, did someone say something?
But we're full set anyway for tomorrow. Departing out of Dublin tomorrow is going to be pretty simple, because if you're on track Alpha A, B or C, or even D, if you're
User
non-event,
left your channel.
once you fly out of Dublin, you'll probably be given pretty early direct to your oceanic waypoint. So because it's free routing in Irish airspace, so once you depart, you can expect fairly early to be given a direct to your entry point, which I think they gave us as A, B, C, with non-event D. But we'll know in a bit. Hey P-Bask, how you doing? And for the first hour and a half maybe, all the departures out of Dublin will be ahead of the queue, so they'll be the first ones to enter oceanic airspace.
Quick question from Amsterdam, if you have the time.
Sure.
Yeah, I have to leave in just 15 minutes or something like that. So just for my information, what is going to be the plan for non-event traffic for the West Coast?
Direct GPS.
I'll be controlling
It's a good
Shannon
question.
tomorrow, people.
We cannot dictate a non-event track for the whole of the rest of America, basically, because almost anybody that's doing a normal Saturday westbound transatlantic flight to anywhere in the middle of America will be going off track. I mean, these tracks don't suit that. We cannot dictate a West Coast track, non-event track, because it cannot fit everything. So we will have to let them flight plan their normal flight plans.
Let me put it in another way. Would there be a preference for routing over towards the West Coast from any of our airports?
No, because they will all automatically, let's assume, plan via Lonam Topper, and we have no preference for that.
Check.
Question from Norway.
Go.
What is the plan for non-event traffic from Oslo?
They may do what they like.
Well, there you go, Mr. Sky. I think that's your question.
Ideally, entering Iceland via Isvig or via Bodo's airspace, in which case they can definitely do what they like.
Yeah, but then there will be no ATC coverage if they enter Bodo Oceanic.
Correct. But we don't cater to all the non-event traffic. We cannot cover everything. We cannot say we will provide full cover for the entire North Atlantic for the entire day.
Send them to Unicom.
Yeah, but we don't really want to do that, because then Iceland is there and Iceland will have to pick them up. So ideally, we want Isvig, but we cannot force anyone.
Yeah.
But you can nudge them in that direction, though.
Yes.
Here's a routing from Heathrow, Amsterdam. You can probably hop onto this one from Lambourne as well, Lambourne Compton. Or that track Delta, anyone for the two East Coast airfields.
No, Iceland, well, Keflavik Airport, I'm not too sure, but Reykjavik, ATC, upper level at least in Iceland, will be online tomorrow. And that's what the UK guys are suggesting, people who are non-event traffic. So if you plan flying out of Heathrow tomorrow, non-event, that'll be the routing to get you to Canada. What you do after that is your choice. Yeah, Heathrow Airport, Iceland will be online tomorrow. No, I think they're manning domestic.
James, that route from Heathrow, that's non-event, correct?
That's non-event track Delta, correct? Is that right?
Perfect.
actually. Yeah.
Yeah, Bambertown, that's fine.
Yeah, cool. And then I think Amsterdam are probably going to hop onto that as well.
That end of our airspace is going to be dead anyway.
Alright, cool.
Will there be a dedicated oceanic controller for track delta non-event?
Yes.
Perfect.
User joined your channel.
Okay, so there you go. If somebody didn't get a slot and they want to fly,
there will be a Delta, a Charlie, an AB combined, a P, and a Q. 5.
Perfect. Okay, so yeah, if you didn't manage to get a slot and you want to fly out of a European airport, I'd suggest Delta. Well, that's what the non-event track is going to be, Delta. So, and it will have an oceanic controller.
Is Simon, you here?
Muted. I think he's here, so we should poke him.
So you could create your own cross the pond by flying out of Heathrow tomorrow with that routing. You'd get ATC.
Nikolai, are you doing the Scottish roster?
The whole way
the
then.
London Scottish roster.
Both.
Okay, how much Scottish cover do we have?
I think.
Is it correct that we have quite a bit of Scottish cover? That I
yes,
said
it is.
So 2 or 3 sectors.
Yep. I mean, we have 4 controllers only Scottish, so we shouldn't have any problems covering that.
So, okay, at least 2 then. Preferably 3.
Yeah. The preliminary plans were for 5 London sectors to be open at any time and 2 or 3 Scottish, again, at any time.
Okay.
WS Gaming, did you get a slot for across the pond? Where are you flying? Yeah, Jerspano, but Gatwick is a across the pond airport, so it'll have slots. So you might not be able to get out pretty quick, but if you depart at Heathrow, which is a non-event airport, there'll be no problem with slot departures. They haven't sorted out the tracks yet for which airports, WS Gaming, so. Just the route that I put in chat is what VAT UK want people who fly out of Heathrow tomorrow to use. Yeah, no problem, Adar. There you go. So, if you didn't manage to get a slot and you want to take part and cross the pond, if you depart Heathrow, that's the route they want you to use out of Heathrow. That will take you to not track Delta, which is the purple track here, and you can do your own flight planning from. Delta will get you up to Raffin down here, and where you do your flight planning then is up to you. It ends down in Raffin, down the very south here.
Does anyone have any idea percentage-wise how much traffic will be going
you'd
on
have to plan the rest
Papa and Quebec
after Raffin yourself.
Yes. Papa, not so much. Quebec, much.
Okay.
Percentage.
Many percent.
Kinda helps.
So is it known which fields will be using which tracks?
Vaguely.
Roger.
Would that help your planning?
Yes.
Because
The Google Doc's going to be updated with that, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool.
Because they need to plan for opening and closing of tracks.
Yeah, if you're
roster-wise.
if you're flying on an event between airports
No
in
hurry.
Europe, it's normal.
Yeah,
as
we
normal.
are still.
There's no special requirements.
Because of the stupid distribution of airports this year, it's really difficult.
So if you're flying
Yeah,
from Gatwick, if you're flying from Gatwick
We're
to
not
Amsterdam,
doing this
let's
again.
say, just do it as normal.
I've decided Gunner agrees.
WS Gaming from Raffin, I have absolutely no idea flight planning going into the US, I'm afraid. But I can only get you from, like, let's say, Heathrow to Raffin. Nota is the North Oceanic Transition Area, and SOTA is the Southern Oceanic Transition Area.
From Norway.
It's Irish airspace. So.
I got a sector diagram who shows what our local team have initially planned routing out of from Oslo to Scottish and
Matt
Reykjavik.
just sent me something.
Yeah, so if that could be possible, it would be very nice because it has been detailedly planned to reflect the issue with the crossing traffic from Hamburg.
Which is going to be a total of.
Let's see here.
It's going to be a total of 11 aircraft an hour.
11 an hour, okay.
Yeah. The issue is we want to use Ipton and Gunpa, not Isvig, Ipton and Gunpa. So that traffic that you have on your diagram in pink with the Hamburg traffic on its own doesn't work like that. Hamburg will be having two routes going to the same Icelandic entry points as your Norway traffic.
Yeah.
Not its own route. It will be you have to put your Norway traffic in with the Hamburg traffic. So, really, your orange route that goes Evtog Ipton will go Evtog Gunpa and merge with one set of Hamburgs, and your other set of Hamburgs will go to Ipton and merge with your red traffic. So if the dotted lines are the sectors you're planning on opening, if you want to keep your Hamburg to Ipton traffic out of the sector that has Gunpa in it, then could you provide us with a route for Hamburg departures staying out of that Gunpa sector going into Ipton? I don't know where that border is.
Yeah, I see.
Real world, traffic takes off and we just send it all to Gunpa, Ipton, and Isvig from anywhere, and it all just gets sorted out by Oslo later on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Traffic. Because
11 o'clock
also
tomorrow.
we have to send the traffic over to Iceland radio for the oceanic lanes too.
Yes, but we have to do the same with Scottish, sending traffic over to Gander, and it takes much longer with Gander because they take a very long time to give their clearances, whereas Iceland just say everybody is cleared and just reads out their route.
Yeah.
Cheers for the follow, Heinz. Appreciate it. Yeah, P-Bask, I'll be streaming across the pond from Shannon point of view tomorrow. CPDLC will be controller preference. It's not a requirement for controllers to use it, so if whatever route you're flying tomorrow, the controller is using it, then the controller is using it.
User disconnected from your channel.
No, Hockey, if you're flying before the scheduled start time, you don't need a slot time, but you might not get ATC. So I mean, their ATC supposed to log online at 11 for the airports anyway, so yeah, a lot of planning has been done off air. 11 o'clock is when 1100 Zulus when the airport controllers will be online, because that's when their first departures are slot for.
We have our routes sorted for the Dublin traffic.
Could you pop it in the bottom?
Will do.
Thank you all.
Okay, so that looks like routings out of Oslo. So some are going into Iceland, and some will be going into Scottish and Hamburg transition routes. So what I imagine will happen here soon is that these routes going into Scottish will be assigned to one of the NAT tracks shortly. But it looks like two routings will be going through Iceland, which I imagine will be the West Coast US airports, and two going through Scottish to join up with the other NAT tracks.
And that's to GOMUP for Dublin, is it? For the
User
30
joined
West
your
route.
channel.
Yeah, Nevry come up.
Okay.
Don't know yet, Mr. Sky. Hopefully they'll say shortly which they'll prefer for them to go to. That's for Iceland to sort out. But then, don't worry. I mean, obviously, everything when it's done will be sent out. Usually around just after midnight, once all this is done. So you'll still obviously get your pilot package with all your routes and everything. This is only kind of to show you the process of it and to kind of give a little bit of a heads up, and just to kind of show you how it's all done.
James.
Like,
can you also do me a Gatwick Nat Track Delta via Novma, formerly Gibso, Land's End, whatever?
Yeah, I can try. What's the second waypoint you said?
Just not Lambourne, not Kennet.
The route that goes along towards Exeter.
Okay.
User joined your channel.
Chris.
Ryan.
So what are we doing up there now? So AdSam is all Vancouver, and then San Fran is gonna be all of. I'm sorry, Darude is gonna be all San Fran, and then a third Vancouver.
Yes. Is that possible for you?
It should be. I will get back to you in 3 minutes.
So then all that Edmonton needs to do is provide a route that goes from Durham and just very gently merges with the route from Adnab, and then they just have to
verify with them.
Yeah, that's great.
I'll be back.
User
Thanks.
left your channel.
So yeah, I know it kind of sounds it's quiet and it's kind of boring, but that's usually how the paperwork stuff in the background goes. All depends, people ask, whenever everything is done and dusted and everyone's on the same page of what's happening tomorrow. And as usual, no plan meets survives contact with the enemy, so you know. Yeah, Zach. D, E, and F are for non-event traffic, but there will be no oceanic
traffic.
Cheers for following, Mr. Sky. There'll be no oceanic New York oceanic controllers online. So if you're going to fly non-event, Nat Delta will be probably the best one. And Nat Delta will have an oceanic controller attached to it. So I'm not too sure about E and F. It might be combined with D, E, and F. But if you did manage to get a slot from any
Dublin guys, could you look at going via your routing to Tacoma? Could you punt that one waypoint further north, Erica?
Is that us?
Looking for that from Scottish or Shannon?
Dublin departures to Erica. Or Iraka.
That's further north than Gomop, is it?
Yeah.
So yeah, Nevry's still fine for us.
Because otherwise, yeah, it's will be in every departure. Otherwise, what's going to happen is the Dublin departures are going to get stuck under the Oslo overflights that need to come onto the southerly routes.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Oslo will have to be crossed by the Americans, which makes it very complicated for them. So we can do that cross in Scottish by just climbing the Dublins under the Oslos and then climbing at the last minute once they cross.
Okay.
Good evening.
Hi, Tycho.
Hi. I'm kind of filling in for Mark Eikens for the moment.
Okay. Actually, I think we're pretty much happy with the Dutch plan. I don't think we need much more.
Mark was putting together a non-event route for us to NatTrack Delta.
But we have the route done by James, which is quite easy to extend to Amsterdam.
Now, I think that's what Fat UK wants.
route as well.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
Got a couple of other requests for you if you don't mind.
Yeah.
So if you're flying out of Gatwick tomorrow, non-event,
gonna send you a
this
link.
is the routing to get you to NatTrack Delta. Where you go from the end of NatTrack Delta is up to you.
No, that's your own flight plan back at you. I'll try and send you a link in a second. Okay, there's a link. On this diagram, can you find us route strings for the red Gatwick departure routes?
User disconnected from your channel.
So that's Gatwick to Mallow, Gatwick to Dogal, both via west on a Novma. Gatwick to Resno via Liffey.
Alright, yeah.
Actually by Bagso rather than Liffey, but yeah.
And Gatwick to Aratsu via Glasgow.
Yeah, would it?
Gents, I need to go. Tycho is taking over for the Amsterdam for the communications right now, so and I'll be back in like 45 minutes maybe.
Yes, okay. We're happy with the Amsterdam plan, so we don't need either of you guys anymore if you need to go.
I'll leave that to them. Okay. Good night. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Okay.
I'll get you.
UK calling Ireland. It's UK to Irish is via Bagso, correct? Not Liffey.
Yeah,
Cool.
Bagso.
Scottish.
Yes.
I just want to make sure if you take a look at this screenshot, between Lutov and Nippet, as far as I'm aware, in real life there's a kind of a buffer zone. So if we were to route traffic through Molac to Pickle and Sunnet, would you be happy for us to just hold on to that traffic instead of going to Scottish and back to us?
Yeah, it's called the Molac Triangle. It's delegated to Shannon. So traffic routing Molac-Nybog in that triangle stays with Shannon.
Perfect.
Right. We have a request from Norway.
Go ahead, Norway.
Yeah, so we would really like to have the Hamburg traffic going via Gunpa and the rest of the Norway traffic from the points north of that. So if possible, no.
You have you get 2 entry points and onto 2 tracks with Iceland, off which you must put the Hamburg traffic and the Oslo traffic together. Iceland cannot have a separate track for each of your airports.
I don't agree with that, but if you want like that, all right, we'll cope with that. But I don't agree.
Okay, unfortunately, we cannot make a separate route for every pair of airports that keeps them all separated from each other.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
It sounds like they will be, but that's the fun of it. So what was he saying? He wanted to open up a third one, or a fourth one? Oh, okay, so they've edited that track Papa.
User disconnected from your channel.
So for Shannon, we can't do any sector plan until we know where traffic is coming in from.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah, no, but that's
the
just
plan
in case
is
you forgot. That's
currently
fine.
difficult.
No problem.
Okay, so they've moved Nat Track Papa a little further north. That's probably to kind of give us a break because it was going through Sonat.
User joined your channel.
Chris,
Yep.
we can do it. So show it.
Okay, they've
Great.
just
Thank you.
weirdly edited
User
Quebec.
left your channel.
Gatwick Ratsu, do you want it over Glasgow or east of Glasgow?
I think you would always route via Glasgow, no?
There's one which...
no, Tala up and over 601, please.
Okay. And Carl, would you prefer Bagso direct revenue direct Resno or Bagso direct Resno?
Bagso Resno is okay.
We
It's,
don't
say,
need
south
revenue.
of the,
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Question from
Is
Norway.
that new one for non-event traffic?
Sorry, took once there.
The new track, the November, is that for non-event?
No, non-event is Delta. So non-event is going to be Vola, Abnet, and then track Delta for the main bulk of the US. For the rest of the US, they will be able to free plan. It's going to be top or low NAM departures, I guess.
Yeah, because I was kind of surprised by the free plan because that was very usual in my regard in the past. So I thought maybe you were making a new non-event route.
No, non-event Delta for the East Coast, and they can route themselves for everywhere else because we cannot make a non-event that goes to the rest of America, basically everywhere west of the Mississippi. It's too vague.
Okay, clear.
Yeah, biscuit. Yeah, knock. But you can fly out of knock tomorrow. Fly out of knock, go to Dinham, fly Nat Track Delta. Boom, there you go. Non-event. I think they just want to lessen the workload on us, Heathrow, because we pretty much have everything going through our airspace. Well, not everything, but a lot. And it looks like they've put in November routing from Iraq up to 61 North, 30 West.
Alright, here are your 4 Gatwick routes.
Yeah, so this is the actual planning, as you can see. They're
Thank
just.
Do you have access to the big picture?
Yeah, this is the big picture.
I've got half the big picture.
No, I mean the map. The map of the UK.
No.
Oh yes, you're in it. So can you now put those 4 routes in red in small font up against the end of the routes near the oceanic entry points?
Okay, I'm view only.
Oh, Chris can sort that.
Yeah, okay.
There is all our Dublin routes.
I'd imagine Bellis they'd have it down to a T now at this stage. The way they plan it, they just, as the daily tracks change, they just shift according to that. But yeah, it's VATSIM.
Question again. Hello.
But as you can see, like it's seamless enough. I know it's pretty quiet at the minute, but that's just because people are just re-editing routes in the background to make sure. But the Google Doc I have on the stream now is the main part, which is the majority of routings. This one is Oslo, Hamburg, some Hamburg anyway. Which it looks like a lot will be going through Iceland, and 2 will be going through Scottish. The green and blue routing GM Route 1, GM Route 2 will be going through Scottish, and they'll hook up. Scottish, they'll hook up here somewhere then. Kean, they haven't been decided yet. The routes haven't been assigned to the NAT tracks yet. That'll all be finalised here now in a minute. Or in a little bit once it is finalised. Yeah, Cian, it's not mandatory for oceanic controllers to use CPDLC, so it just all depends on if any controllers use them, which controllers for which track use it. It's going to be hit or miss. Well, for San Francisco, it looks like Gatwick and Dublin will probably be going through Iraka on the November track routing up towards Iceland. I don't know what Iceland are doing after 30 West. But if you're flying out of Hamburg or
Someone had a
Oslo,
question.
you'll more than likely be going through these routings here. So Ipton or Isvig.
Yes, Norwegian question, Icelandic, Swedish, Viking question.
Go Vikings.
Yes. So I guess we can accept all the Hamburg traffic from Gunpa, but in that case, we need to have the traffic expecting to have all the Gunpa traffic from Hamburg on an odd level. That's how I see it. You know, if we can get all the Hamburg traffic on an odd level, we have a chance to separate the merging traffic into Gunpa. Let's say we have the Oslo traffic on an even level. That's no problem.
You can certainly ask for that from Copenhagen.
But can't you?
We can ensure that they have an odd level assigned in the booking.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, if they have an odd booking from the beginning, that would make our life a bit easier. Okay. Well, I don't mind. I will be controlling in Iceland, so I don't give a flying fuck. But the Norwegian
I mind.
Yeah, I don't care.
Thanks for the Dublin routes. I've got.
So I think what he was asking was to make sure that the traffic transiting is on an odd level, so it doesn't conflict with the even level traffic coming out, which probably makes sense.
And routes to the non-net. And could you get us a route to Erika, please? Which I.
Is that the one that's gone up through Scottish?
Yeah.
That's just
Yeah, it's
Nevry
just
and then
Nevry.
whatever Scottish does.
Okay. We'll sort that out.
Cool.
So I think they're just trying to tie the domestic routing
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot your
from
weights.
Europe to the oceanic waypoints now.
Chris,
Yes.
do you change flight levels before the routes go out? Or as you send the routes?
We used to, we don't typically do so anymore.
You could probably try that
Right, I
Wallop
was just
pilot
wondering, will there be
to the
any
supervisor team
sway
Air Biscuit, but
with getting Dublin traffic, not asking for all, but if possible to get a good view of the Dublin traffic on the lower levels? Because that will solve a lot of problems for us, merging them in with the overflights.
I don't think that's technically possible.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we could, but we probably would end up with then everybody being assigned 330 or something, and not really giving you a good distribution. I'll see.
yeah, Boswood, it'd
That's
be
fair
a
enough.
pretty interesting routing.
Question from Norway.
Yes, Noi.
How many tracks do you want to Scottish?
It's probably going to be just Clon.
Club?
Yeah, just Clon. It's going to be Atlap, Papa 600 Clon.
Yeah, going polar isn't really across the pond.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, for what is the blue route on your chart.
Mm.
And that will be 44 aircraft over the course of the event. It's going to be 22 aircraft Ipton, 22 Gunpei, 44 Clon, and 22 Niven.
Okay, so yeah, go with it. That's.
I just can't wait to see if anybody tries to do a 737 in it, Boswood.
How many aircraft at Ipton, Gunpei, and Clon?
22 at Ipton, 22 at Gunpei. This is just from Oslo. 44 at Clon and 22 at Niven, I think.
Okay.
Okay, it sounds like they've re-edited this. I don't have to re-edit, so... Some people like those long routes, Epic. Yeah, people voted for them, so... they could have voted out of spite, but... You know, I don't know. Yeah, some people just like those long routes. I personally wouldn't do it, but...
Your spreadsheet.
You could probably do it in a Poseidon, Elias, if you'd a fuel tanker waiting for you somewhere over Canada. But yeah, it'd probably be a stretch.
Okay, for the Dublin guys, your routes are in the route spreadsheet. I don't know if you've got access to that. Routes master?
I have it, yeah.
No.
And
Oh,
then
you do, okay.
in the tab at the bottom it says final routes decision. That sounds very...
Very fancy.
That Nevri Erica route is not yet complete, but that roughly tells us, or tells you where things are going.
Thank you.
Let me know if I copied and pasted correctly.
Will do.
Okay, so this is the route master spreadsheet, which is being frantically edited by people. So as you can see, the final stuff is probably going to go in here. So what do we say out of Oslo? So GM Route 4,
Right,
GM Route 3
not sure if that's what you're after,
for
but,
Isfig and
I think that's what you
Ipton.
asked for.
Looks like it's going to be...
Can you colour them red, please?
It's going to be Kilo and Natrak Kilo and Lima. So Ipton, 66 North, 10 West, 20 West, 30 West, 40 West. ADSAM. Where after ADSAM, not too sure.
Can I just confirm, Rich, is that you don't need Dublin traffic anchor to Resno?
Yeah, PBAS. The North Americans are doing it on their side.
I was
but
looking at the routes master. You have the
Where-
anchor at the Dogal track, but you don't have the one for Resno. You
They're
don't
in
need
the
it.
European room,
Nobody's
so
going.
up here you can see
that's
the
a
North
Resno.
American room. They're doing their stuff
Well,
up there.
hang on. From where?
Dublin Resno.
Oh, no, Dublin Resno, no.
Perfect.
Like as I said, obviously all this is going to be in the briefing packages being sent out after once everything is done. This is just from the European side, so we've got the Gatwick, Dublin, Hamburg, Oslo, Amsterdam. So they're just putting in the route to the North Atlantic tracks. I'm not too sure if after the North Atlantic track is going to be put in, but I think this might be the master sheet. So as you can see, the guys are putting in the Dublin routes. So Dublin, Vancouver will be Nevri, Tango India Romeo, VOR Araka. So that will get them up to November here. So from Araka, they'll be on that track November up to...
Question from the Vikings.
30 West.
Go ahead, Vikings.
Since I have 2 or 3 Norwegian representing Norwegian or Norway or whatever,
Yeah.
can I get dismissed and get back to the pub, please?
Approved.
Thank you very much. I wish you all the best. Good night.
See you tomorrow.
Cheerio.
Right.
Well, I hope so.
There's nobody from
Who
Hamburg
is the
in
Norway
TeamSpeak.
representative now?
Hello.
Elias, so
Hello. Evtog
hopefully
to
they'll put in the
Gunpa.
routes.
Possible?
User disconnected from
Rather
your
than
channel.
Atlap Gunpa?
I
Standby
think
once.
that's more suitable. Just 1 second, we will discuss it.
Thanks. Just that it's a better distribution if we can have both Ipton and Gunpa via Evtog, and then you get more traffic split between that way. Otherwise, it's going to be too heavily on the Atlaps.
Yeah, give us a few on that one.
Yeah, sure. Just work out whatever you prefer to get from Oslo to Gunpa via Evtog.
I'll get back to you on that.
Yeah, that'd be a pretty exotic route. Well, at least the Irish routes are gone in. So if you're flying from Dublin to Washington tomorrow, it'll be Peleg direct to Mallet. And from Mallet, you'll be picking up Nat track at Charlie, which will be Mallet, 53 North 20 West, 5230 West, 5140 West, 4950 West, Joby.
User joined your channel.
So it'll be direct to Mallet and it'll be Nat track Charlie, which is the yellow one, to get you to here. Where you go from here, not too sure. That's for the Americans to sort out, and the Canadians.
User in your channel timed out.
Tom, 1100 Zulu, so 11 o'clock in the morning GMT. Gatwickian is, they haven't put in the Gatwick.
User
Gatwick are
entered your
the
channel.
first 6 ones here, so they haven't put them in yet. They're probably just finalising them. So all I can see at the minute is just the 5 Dublin ones and 2 Oslo ones. So Oslo Vancouver is Evtog Papa 996 to Ipton. So that's GM Route 3 to Ipton. And then from Ipton it'll be nat track kilo, which
Nikolai,
is this one.
in here.
We'll get
Oh,
you
no.
to add some.
3 Scottish sectors, please. A Rathlin, a West and Dean cross together, and an East.
Nothing from Hamburg yet, Andy.
For the rostering.
Roughly in Western Dean Cross and
East.
Rathlin
East.
by itself. West and Dean Cross combined. East.
It'd probably make sense to send them up north, Cian, so...
James?
It feels like nat track November for Gatwick and Dublin.
Hello?
Something.
So as you can see from this one, so Dublin, San Francisco for us is Nevri, Tango India Romeo, direct Araka. And then from Araka, it'll be nat track November, which they have down here. So that'll get to Darub, if you can find where Darub is, but 66 north, 50 west. 66 north, that's pretty high. Yeah, like that's in Sandestrom. So that's definitely a north route. So that's what San Francisco is looking like out of Dublin tomorrow. So to Araka, and from Araka then, nat track November, which
could you
is a VATSIM track.
Maybe with Tycho.
And that gets you to Darub. So if you can find where
I think we have
Darub
them
is,
all in
that'll be your exit
the
point.
EU routes tab of the. Actually, hang on. This is too many moving parts. Maybe it's better to do myself if I can't explain the job simply to someone else. I just wanted to double check how what we're doing with the Amsterdam traffic. I think we were pretty happy with the plan we had already, but I just wanted to make sure that everyone is on the same page. So we need to go to Malot,
which will be Vola Abned. Dogol, which will be Vola Abned. Pickhill, which will be Bergi Molix. Gomup, which will be Topper Nateb. Sorry, Godos Nateb.
Hey, Dutch, how you doing?
And Lonum to Ratsu.
Was that a kind of a question for us? Or?
No, it's just
no. I'm just completing Christopher's thoughts because he couldn't get it together.
Yeah. So James, on that same diagram, could you get the route strings for the green flights now, the Amsterdams?
Yeah.
Thanks.
We'll be using the new taxiway layouts.
You have them, right?
There. Do you have the document?
But if it's
the routes master document.
If it's if it's runway 28, Elias, you won't have to worry about it because the new taxiways are to the west side of runway 16, so it shouldn't really be an issue tomorrow. Now, if runway 10 is being used tomorrow, then yeah, that might be an issue.
You said Molix?
Isn't it Bergi Molix for Amsterdam departure rather than
No,
Mimva?
it's Mimva or Godos.
Oh, Mimva then. Don't even really know why I need Molix anymore.
Or even Kolak.
Might have it removed.
Molix is arrival.
Oh yes.
If that's the
we
one,
also have Kolak
if that's the one you
Irish.
booked with Dutch,
Yeah.
they shouldn't be taking it if
Also,
that's the one you booked
pointless
with.
point.
I'm not too sure, Matt, to be honest. No, Tom, I'll be upper level Shannon tomorrow. Which sector yet is to be decided.
Okay, James.
Aye. Yeah.
I have the string to the FI boundary, and then you have to go research the rest. So if we do the Lonam first, should be Bergi upper Mike 90 Lonam.
Alright, hang on.
Then
Yeah,
you need to go to Ratsu, Lonam to Ratsu.
Okay, that's fine.
Then the next one is Topper. Oh, sorry, Godos, Bergi, Upper Lima 602, Super, Upper Papa 1, Godos.
And then that's the rest now.
And then from Godos, they need to leave at Gomup, crossing Point Tyri, Tango India Romeo.
Okay.
You see, one of the reasons why our routes are in is because our routing out of Dublin to the Natrax is pretty much direct. As you can see, Peleg departure, direct Mallet, Incur departure, direct Dogal, Sorox departure, Molag, and then two Nevri
Mimva
departures.
is the next one. Bergi, Upper Lima 602, Mimva.
Yeah, Dutch, I'll be streaming my ATC session tomorrow as well.
And then leaving at Pickhill via not via Scottish.
Wait, say those last two again.
It comes in at Mimva, goes out at Pickhill via North, not via Scottish.
Okay.
Then yeah, Abned.
Yeah.
Was a Vola, did you say, Ben?
Vola, Abned, and then it'll be
Vola,
Dogal,
Abned,
Mallet.
yeah. Sorry, it's not Vola, is it Idrid? Sorry.
Okay, yeah.
Same thing. The new points on the Lima 980.
Yeah, Idrid, Upper Lima 980.
Hopefully, Tom, when the voice system gets updated, it'll be a lot easier.
Via Compton. And
yeah,
then
179 and then
splitting.
9 and 14.
Dogal and Bampa, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh no.
Somebody usually moves central at some point in the day, don't worry.
Traffic.
Just for follow Kuto. Not too sure yet, Dutch. Our roster will be decided based on how everything goes here tonight, so I'm not too sure.
Traffic.
Cheers for follow, Temple. Appreciate it.
Traffic.
Cheers for follow, Matt. Right, Dutch, have a good flight tomorrow. Hopefully everything goes smooth. See you, Mr. Sky. Have a good one. Yeah, Tom, originally from Cork, living in Dublin. Couldn't get my other half to leave Dublin, so I had to move up here. Much to my disgust.
User disconnected from your channel.
Yep. That's pretty much it, Tom. But we have to make sacrifices. Oh, don't say that.
Simon.
Hello.
Captain 1.
User left your channel. User left your channel.
Actually, our biscuit Cork's pretty good for spotting. There's a lot of good spots in Cork. But yeah, you have to fight the weather. So Nattrack Papa originally went from Gomup to Summit to 57 North, 20 West, and then to 5630. But we asked them to move it a bit northerly, so we don't have to deal with Summit traffic. Because the Nota sector will have 1, 2, possibly 3, but I doubt it. I'd say Bravo and Charlie will be in its own sector. So that could equate to about 100, 200 nautical mile extension on that route. So apologies to any pilots who get put on Nattrack Papa tomorrow. Well, MK Studios will be fixing that pretty soon, Tom.
Question from the Vikings.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so we can accept Evtog to Gumpa.
Great.
Due to the sectorization, we might need to do a VIA point via Emler.
Yeah, that's fine. You can
Yeah.
put whatever route you like to get there.
Yeah. So yeah, because what we're struggling with is the sectorization. So from the Gunpa and Ipton points, we're thinking Evtog, Emler, Gunpa, and then Evtog, Bapta up to Ipton.
Okay. Whatever way you want to get from Evtog to both of those, that works easiest for you.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Nice.
MK Studios, Tom, our scenery design group, they're doing an updated Dublin for P3D version 4, which I think they might have out by the summer, not too sure. But no, AirSim isn't operating anymore, so there won't be any more updates from them. Yeah, X-Plane 11 has pretty much all the Irish airports, the major ones, and some regional. Irish scenery and X-Plane isn't a problem. It's with P3D, it's a problem. Not so much with FSX, but P3D, yeah, definitely. No, Tom, sure, if you go to the AirSim website, it's deactivated or taken down. It's not live. Have they updated? No, still haven't updated the routes. What airport are you departing from, Andy? Well, if you're departing Dublin to Vancouver, you'll be going through Iraka. So you'll be in every departure out of Dublin, Tango India Romeo VOR, and
Dublin
Iraka.
guys, are you still around?
And
Yeah,
Iraka will bring you from here.
We
to
have
61 North.
managed to draw roughly what the plan is.
Thank God.
So you guys can take a look at it for sectorization.
Okay, thank you.
User joined your channel.
Link is in the bottom. Not every line is equally weighted. There's a couple of double lines there, or double amounts of traffic. One is coming in from Oslo, a black line that goes to Pickle in the Nota.
Okay, here we go.
And the other ones, I think we have always split. So there's a split at Bamba and there's a split at Mopat.
Okay.
Just entering your sector. I think everything else is equally weighted. Each line is about total of 22 planes over the whole event. So that means about 5 an hour.
Thank you.
Okay, seeing as most people in chat have been asking about
Dublin
Hamburg.
have double traffic on it is your northbound departures into Scottish actually. So it's then equal between Mallet, Doggle, and Pickle.
Cool.
So out of Hamburg, routing north, not too sure where these waypoints are.
Is it
but it takes you up to Ipton
to have west
and Gumpa.
Separate, I guess, the Amsterdam traffic and Gatwick traffic crossed over before they reach Mopat and Bamba?
No, the colours. Actually, yeah, you're right, P-Bast. These are the sectors.
We will look at that.
Perfect.
Give me a second.
So purple, Scottish, then London. As you can see, Gatwick is down here. This is Dutch airspace.
I maybe think if there's a way we can get all the Dogles via Banba and all the Mallets via Mopat, that would make much more sense.
So
But
there's
I
two
don't know if
routes
that is
north, which I'm
reasonably
assuming will be the West Coast US airports.
So Gatwick can't go up to Slaney, can it?
There'll be three
Oh, they
routes out of
can.
Hamburg.
We're just trying to avoid the
Going this way.
PMOB Slaney corridor with any Gatwicks because it's just going to be full of a million Compton departures from Heathrow.
Yeah, there'll be a London West on.
I think we can safely assume there will be enough normal traffic coming down the number 145 Slaney and Baker that will make up enough of its own flight.
Oh, actually, sorry, the routes are here.
Even if we're trying to get them, well, we are going to take track Delta, but
So the two north routes out of Hamburg are Ekkeren to Ipton and Ekkeren to Gunpa. So that looks like the two routings. And then out of Oslo, it'd be Evtog to Gunpa and Ipton. And then out of Oslo down to here and across. So it looks like Oslo traffic for the
User
North
left your
Atlantic
channel.
will be Gomup and Pickle. And these are the routings. So Altap, Papa 600, Papa 600, Gomup, Pickle. So that's Oslo, two departure routings to Gunpa and Ipton, and then two routings to Gomup and Pickle. And they should go in this once it's decided which airports are going to be using those routes. But I think it's safe to say probably Vancouver and San Francisco will be these ones, and the rest out of Oslo will be Gomup and Pickle. No, they said they have a lot of Scottish controllers tomorrow, so they're fine with Scottish controllers. I don't think that's an issue. But yeah, that's a lot of crossing traffic right here. You've got pretty much every route crossing each other. But that's the fun of it. I'm assuming Gatwick, San Francisco and Vancouver will be going up this red line. up to Ratsu, which is Lambourne departure, Lima 10, Brookman's Park, up to Ratsu. And Hamburg has the 2 northerly routes. Cheers, Tom. Appreciate it. Yeah, check in if you can, and you'll take that first step. They're the routings tomorrow, Matt, out of Gatwick, so Lambourne, Novma for the North Atlantic routes.
Godos, Natib, Tala. Is that okay for the Godos
And Lambourne,
go up routing, or would you
the one
like
that's
it
routing
kind
north.
of going more North Sea?
Good question. Hang on.
So the blue lines are the Dublin departures, as I've already said. San Francisco and Vancouver
This
would
is
probably
Amsterdam
be
to
Iraq.
Gomop, yes?
Yes.
So
And
is
then
one.
we have
We
Pickle,
already have some
Dogal,
North
Mallet.
Sea traffic, so I'm a little bit concerned about Scottish East at the moment.
Could be both.
Can you make us a routing actually via Mimva that goes Mimva, Mimva? Should we use the weekend route via Tendo? No, let's go Mimva Ottringham in Central, please.
Okay, alright.
Mimva Ottringham, still then Tala.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, that's fine.
I think it's better that we have more in Central because
Gomop,
Scottish
Mimva,
East is...
Pickle now as well.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I'd rather have 2 there in Central, which we can split because we can do a North Sea and Lakes if we really have to. If it
Congrats,
turns
Matt.
terrible. In Scottish East, we cannot split that. It is what it is, and because Oslo is involved and Hamburg, they're all crossing in Scottish East. So
right, okay. We'll try and work something out there.
it's quite a normal route. It exists.
Okay.
Question from Vikings.
Go ahead, Vikings.
Would it be possible to get the Oslo slots via ATLAP to get even levels?
No. But because they are your departures, you can just climb them to even levels.
Okay. Yeah.
If they file, normally what we do with these things is most people will file their cruise level as their allocated slot level. Most people tend to do that. So if they filed a certain level, leave it in as their planned level. It's much easier to see then who has filed what for the oceanic entry, and then just climb them to whatever level is appropriate for you.
Yeah.
And leave that in.
Yeah. Okay, that's nice because we're planning to merge the odds from Hamburg.
Yeah, that's fairly normal that they file what they want and you just climb to a level appropriate for you, but don't set a new cruise level. Otherwise, somebody has to go through and look for that.
Okay, so then it just confirm that it's okay for us to send all the ATLAP traffic on even levels to Scottish.
We will take any level.
Any level, that's fine.
You have to understand, across the pond, the first thing that happens is that you use any level. East-west goes out the window because, of course, everyone is basically going in the same direction. So if you only use half your available levels, then you're shooting yourself in the foot.
Right. Okay, thank you.
Sage advice. So again, for anybody who doesn't know, the non-event traffic is going to be routed on NatTrack Delta, but they can use Echo and Foxtrot as well. But non-event traffic will be NatTrack Delta. If there's non-event traffic going north, I don't know. They can probably file their own routing. But any traffic that's wants to head across the North Atlantic will be on that track delta, which I've been told will have an oceanic controller dealing with it.
Did you just change my route from Atlap to Gomop, James?
I haven't changed it, no.
Oh.
I've just moved
Because
it.
I don't think I had a route for... No, in
No,
the text.
Cian, they won't be opening New York
No,
Oceanic.
it's always been there.
Okay.
That's why they're
It's pretty
suggesting
straightforward. Bergie, Lima
people, if they want to
670.
take advantage
No,
of
no, the one
ATC
you're in now.
non-event,
Atlap, Gomop. Don't worry.
that they
Yeah,
use
I
delta.
I just don't remember writing a route via Turi.
Because Echo and Foxtrot end up in New York
Apparently I
Oceanic and
wrote
they
a
won't
route via
have
Turi.
any. They won't have any ATC in New York Oceanic, so non-event traffic, if they want to have ATC, should take Natrack Delta, which ends in Raffin. I'm assuming that's Gander domestic. Not too sure, but it's a lot better route than ENF.
Also, you don't need to include the location indicator at the start. Just write the
Okay,
route string as it is in the correct color for the airport.
Okay.
From the SID point to including the entry point.
Okay.
So that's going to be a pretty long route tomorrow, Hamburg to San Francisco. So that's the route from Hamburg to Ipton, Hamburg to Gumpta, and from Ipton and Gumpa, it'll be these two routes down here, which will get you to Darab and Adsam.
Also, Norway. Could you at some point give us your route between Evtog and Gunpa? I know you mentioned it, but could you write it somewhere in the bottom?
I'll send it to you.
Outstanding, if you're
what we
going
have for now.
to San Francisco, it looks like it's going to be this green line. Well, actually, a possibility of two, but I'm going to assume it's going to be the most northerly one. So you'll be going
User
up to
left your
Lonam.
channel.
Then from Lonam, heading up through east of the UK up to Scottish. Then heading up to Ratsu. So that looks like the routing. Bergie, Uniform Mike 90, Lonam up to Ratsu. Oh, so they're already editing. I don't want to edit, so probably shouldn't highlight it. But yeah. So from Ratsu, it's going to be on the Mike track, which is this routing to get you to Darab. Which one, Dom? This again isn't 100% finalized either, so that's what this meeting is about, to kind of just hash out. I'm just assuming this is what they're going to stick with, but I'm not 100% sure what the Amsterdam to San Francisco, it could be through Gomop or it could be through Ratsu. I'm only assuming because Ratsu is the most northerly Amsterdam route that it's going to be that.
User joined your channel.
As I said, that's not 100% set in stone, so you'll get your pilot briefing pack once all this is done, when they send it out. Oh, you don't have a slot out of Amsterdam. Hmm. Well, you could try file that route as non-event traffic, but whether it gets approved or not, I can't say. I know they wanted non-event traffic on that track delta, but if you want to go to San Francisco, obviously that track delta isn't going to... Like, you won't get refused, but you might get a delay. Yeah, you, as Cian said, you might get a delay with people who have a slot, but... Well, if you're expecting and are willing to deal with a delay, then yeah, there you go.
When you have
Yeah, the earlier you can probably leave as non-event, the better off you'd be.
All right, evening, gents. I'm back.
Not too sure, Andy. I'd say 2 o'clock, maybe.
Just a quick question, if you have a second.
Cheers, John. You have a good one too.
Looking at the departures out of Hamburg right now, that will be passing through the Amsterdam airspace. They are now split over 3 exit points. Is that correct? What's the plan?
That's the plan.
Okay, and it's still going to be 44? Or are we looking at 66, 88?
Did we tell you 44? Definitely
User
not
joined your
88 because
channel.
2 sets go north.
Okay.
So absolutely, definitely not 88.
It sounded like you thought 44
Sounds like
wasn't
66
enough.
though.
Yeah, you said 44. That's fine. We don't even need to own a sector for that. So we just no. Actually, the other possible Hamburg route crosses the northern part of the Amsterdam FIR anyway, which I don't know whether you would normally. Obviously, it's the Ava sector, but that doesn't work for you guys. So.
Yeah, I was just discussing it with them as well. Like the Lonem route, we could just say to Bremen, you can keep that traffic and don't bother us with that.
That's quite a long way from Doe back to Lonum. It's like half the Ava sector.
Yeah, but still, what other traffic do they have?
I don't know. Well, you can decide that with them on the day. If you want to come on, if you want to try and offload that, that's fine. You do that, but that's there isn't really any other way of getting from Hamburg to Gomop without you are unfortunately in the way.
To where? Gomop. Yeah, no, that's fine. But I was just wondering because I was under the impression that you were saying that all traffic was either going to be all the way through.
VATSIM traffic. No, I think
so it was just going to be one continuous stream.
I think what Amsterdam have an issue with is because they have 3 routes going through their airspace.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it, and I'm fine with it.
So they have to deal with their own departures plus 3 streams of
unrelated question.
Hamburg departures
overhead. Is it in the
overhead.
Dutch news today that there were Russian bombers flying around over the North Sea in the Amsterdam FIL?
Yeah, it was fun today, wasn't it?
Was yeah. I came in. I walked in just as they were coming from the Hanover UIR into the Amsterdam FIR, but obviously I don't see the Dutch news. So.
I think they came in from somewhere from Norway or something like that.
Yeah, but the Netherlands Air Force had no QRA to go up, so
I don't think we had a QRA guard.
no, there was nobody available.
No. I think the British sent something out.
No, that sounds like a
And
whoopsie.
Denmark.
Yeah. No, we're lazy.
The Dutch
Speaking
had
of
nobody to send up.
Vikings, Hello.
Yes.
Would you like our routes to Clon and Niven?
No, we have those. Unless you've changed them from the.
Oh, with Ned, all depends.
We have
yes.
We have ATLAP P600 Clon, and we have ATLAP P600 Zola P5 Niven.
No, geez, Epic, it won't be that late. I won't be staying on until then.
P600 Sol P5 Niven.
And ATLAP P600 Clon for Clon.
Yeah, classic.
so
It's
we
like,
made
oh,
an
Russian
amendment
bombers
for the
through
Clon
airspace, we've nobody to send up.
Yeah.
That's fine. Don't worry about it.
In the bottom, please. Thank you.
Question from Shannon.
Stand by while I type in this new Clon thing.
Oh, they've started to put in the route. So Hamburg to Vancouver, that's the domestic routing to Ipton. And from Ipton it'll be not track Kilo, that gets you to Adsam. Where you go from Absam, not too sure, because that's what
And
the Canadians
the
and
route
Americans
for
are doing.
Niven stays the same. ATLAP Zola Niven.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm not too concerned, but the North
And
Americans,
just to confirm, you haven't changed.
there's not really that many
'cause
people
the
there,
route
so
for Ipton and Gunpar is still wrong.
Yeah, that's what I'm just doing now. Then I'll come to Shannon's question.
Very nice.
okay, so they're putting in the Gatwick routes. So these routes look like your domestic routes. That'll get you to your oceanic waypoint entries, which Ratsu, Araka, Ipton, Pickle, Mallet, Dogal, and all those can be found down the bottom, with the corresponding NAT track to the left. That gets you to an exit point, either Canadian, American airspace, and from there you'll have to get from your pilot briefing. Or I could just click on the North American routes and okay, there we go. Okay, so let's take an example. Okay, so Gatwick. Hang on, do we have a Gatwick San Francisco? Okay, I'll have a look. So Gatwick to San Francisco, we'll take an example. Lambourne departure, Lima 10, Brooklands Park.
I've mixed them up completely.
Up to Ratsu. Then from Ratsu you'll join NAT track Mike.
I was looking at the map going,
that's
I don't
all these
understand why
oceanic
they're crossing them
waypoints
over twice. I was like,
to
oh,
Darub. Then from Darub you will have these two routings, which make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, so Darub, San Francisco, it'll either be one of these two routings. So they obviously want to split them up.
Does that look better, Vikings?
So I'm not too sure where Gatwick...
That looks just as beautiful.
Oh, it
as
actually
the
looks like
women.
it's more oceanic waypoints as well, so...
Good. And the other one I've changed to ATLAP Rev to Clon. Shannon had a question.
Hello.
Hello.
The feasibility of moving the Hamburg traffic, which is going at the moment bags out to Mallet, and switching it to bags out to Dogal, or does that mess things up on the US side?
So Hamburg to Malot, that messes up the track planning because Malot and Dogal are different controllers, but Dogal and Resno are the same.
Okay.
So, currently the amount of traffic on Resno and Dogal on Alpha and Bravo is the same as all of the traffic on Charlie.
Right, okay.
So then it would be unevenly balanced.
Right. if that's the case, the one thing that is going
Have
to
a good one,
greatly
P-Bask.
help us is if West has that traffic separated, so we only have 2 streams of traffic going from Mopath and what's the other one? Bamba to Dogal and Mallet. That'll help us greatly. So we don't have 5 or 6 lines of traffic crossing each other.
Yeah.
Question from UK regarding Amsterdam to Pickle.
Amsterdam to Pickle, yes.
So I'm suggesting Remsey direct Amlad direct Pickle to avoid the Irish airspace and put it on Scottish as we have more Scottish controllers. Do you agree?
Stand by.
So this is where the fine tuning comes in.
I'll have to leave, guys. See you all tomorrow and enjoy the rest
Good.
of this.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Take care.
Yeah.
Bye.
User disconnected from your channel. User disconnected from your
2
channel.
questions from Amsterdam when you have the time.
Stand by. James needs to stay the Irish way
Okay, so I've got
because our sector file doesn't let us put Rathlin and Dean Cross together.
Okay, so I've got Resme direct Nibog at the moment to Pickle.
Bagso.
No, it doesn't go. Doesn't go
No,
about Bags.
Stand by. No, can you make it go Mike 144 Bagso direct revenue direct Pickle?
Revenue direct Bags.
Bagso revenue
Direct
Pickle.
Pickle. Okay, we'll do.
Thank you.
Or Bags are just direct Pickle. Can't we agreed on that earlier for one of the other routes?
Bagso Resno is okay.
We can't do Bagso direct Pickle.
No, that crosses
Oh,
the
you
Molac
can't.
area, so you have to. That's when you need revenue.
Oh, right. Okay, gotcha. Right, cool. So,
Somebody had 2 questions. Maybe Amsterdam.
Yes, Amsterdam, of course.
Yes.
Let's start with the easy one. I see right now a line from Hamburg over airspace to Apnet, but I don't see it going further from there. What's the plan with that?
It's on our list, but that's going to follow the green line.
To confirm, that is event traffic then?
That is event traffic. Yeah.
Okay. On a non-event related check route side, for our traffic to net Delta, is there any preferred routing? We already got it was going to be via Lambourne and Compton, but further than that, I just see all the traffic is right now going via Bamba. But what is the preferred routing that's going to be to either like Evrin or I don't know, Leslie?
Yeah, we're just trying to work out this west part of West issue with Shannon now.
Okay.
The only way I can get this from the Mike 144 is Nalax, then Goals, then Desig, then on the Upper Lima 70 to Penhill to join the 144. Is that right?
So Mimva.
602.
Yeah, sorry. It's Colag Lima 60.
You're welcome, Trevor. If you're flying tomorrow, have a nice flight.
Penhill, thanks.
Right, yeah, got it. All right, yeah, cool.
User joined your channel. User joined your channel. User disconnected from your channel.
Well, it's gone all quiet again, but they're still putting in the routes, so.
User in your channel timed out.
So, quick thing regarding Amsterdam to Dogar and Mallet. Dogar has to go via Bakker or Lipgo, and Mallet has to go via Evrin, so we can't have them both converging or diverging.
Say that again, slowly.
He could be
Amsterdam to
filling in
Dogar
to control somewhere.
has to go
tomorrow, Christian.
Compton.
What you say has to by what rule?
SRD.
No, throw it away.
Okay. So should I just do both to Bamba and then direct Dogar, direct Mallet?
So we want Amsterdam to. So we're just Chris and I working now on deconflicting this for Ireland, so they don't have to cross anything. So basically, we want all the Bravo traffic. So Dogal.
User entered your channel.
Should enter at Slaney or Baker. It's basically the same thing. It doesn't make any difference.
Lipgo sounds like a good idea for us.
Okay. Then they go up and then turn left. It's a bit of weird routing. And that is only possible for the Amsterdam, so they will be merging. Okay.
How many is that an hour?
The Gatwicks won't be going up there. The Gatwicks will definitely only be coming in at Baker or Slaney. So for James, what we want is the 3 lines of traffic, basically. So the Dogal traffic comes in at Slaney or Baker. The Mallet traffic comes in at Bamba or Evrin.
I think last year we had a couple of visiting controllers to help out with manning
we'll
sectors.
Try and plan via Mopat at the lowest point.
Right, gotcha.
Guide them towards that point, so they'll cross over. So that therefore we have 3 lines: Baker, Dogal, Evrin, Mallet, and Mopat to Dinim.
Right, okay. And then, Carl, did you say you'd prefer Lipgo over Bacon then? Or the Amsterdam?
That's good for us in London.
It just means that we have one stream not crossing. Because
Okay.
we have
Yeah,
a
so
lot
if
now crossing.
Amsterdam Lipko is good for us in
How many is that an hour-ish? Or how much?
11,
Okay.
something.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's
less
fine.
than that.
Cool. And that's going to Dogal?
Dogal.
Okay.
Brilliant.
I'll move those lines. That line you're on now, James, that's what I'm just working on changing the Gatwick so that it goes Novma, Southampton, Adkick, Stromble.
Okay. Can we just send Novma Kennet?
No, we're really trying to avoid Kennet for the Comptons. Also, it's much worse from a London point of view because Kennet from Gatwick, you have 13. It's level really early. It gets in the way. Whereas Novma and going due west, you can get up to 250 plus much easier.
Okay.
Which is why they don't do it.
Right.
So whilst we do throw the rulebook out of the window, we just do it to make it easier for ourselves.
Yeah, yeah. Sure.
I was going to say something and it is now thrown away. Oh, has anybody? I can do this. We should look at a TAF for Gatwick tomorrow and make our routes Novma or Imver
West
based on what we think it's going to be because they were on 8 right today, which surprised me.
Yeah, I'll have a look actually. What's the on it? We've got.
Because this is going to confuse everyone if we have to say this is your route and then the Gatwick ground controller has to replan everybody.
Variable 3 knots.
Okay.
Mist in the morning. NKV.
Hey, it was New York had advised they weren't going to put anybody in New York Oceanic, so hey.
On Sunday. Same with Heathrow, but not sure for Saturday.
Okay.
They're the two routings for non-event traffic, Echo and Foxtrot, not tracks are for non-event traffic. We should go through New York Oceanic.
I think was the old Amsterdam line that shouldn't be there.
What line?
Excellent.
So with your track Bravo, whatever that is, your Dogals at Irish. So you asked for Amsterdam via Lipgo, but then thingies via Strumble-Slaney. Is that okay?
What's,
or would
what's
you
going
rather
Strumble-Slaney? Hamburg?
Gatwicks.
or
Oh, Gatwick.
Strumble-Baker even? Or would you like them Strumble-Baker and Lipgo, or just one or the other?
No, we want them
No, you can't.
split.
It looks okay at the moment because the big thing we had was that the traffic coming, the two streams of traffic going into Doggall and Mallet were crossing halfway across our FIR, but they're sorting out, so that should be fine.
Okay, so I'll do Strumble, Baker, Dogal, or Gatwick. Track Bravos.
I've done Gatwick for Bravos. It's done.
Oh, okay, brilliant.
Headwind. Ooh, looks like a lot of headwinds tomorrow.
Question from Vikings.
Actually, that's a pretty strong headwind up north. By 10 west, 250 straight on, 80 knots.
Traffic.
Yeah, it's only up to flight level 240, but yeah, it looks like further north you go, the stronger the headwinds are.
Go ahead, Vikings.
So 10 west, flight level 240.
Yeah. So
80,
we have.
We thought
50,
you were sorted.
30, 10.
Yeah, we are sorted, but
So it seems like
I just
further
need to
north you
find
go, the stronger the
confirmation so I can
headwinds.
forward the expected traffic amount to the other controllers. So there will be 40% departing EDTOG and 60% ATLAP.
Correct.
11 aircraft
User joined your
will
channel.
transit in the hour from Hamburg.
22. It's 11 per exit.
Total 22 and 11 per exit.
Hang on, somewhere.
Sorry, no. There's 44 over the whole event that will go to those two destinations, which means yes, 11.
Yeah, 11 per hour from Hamburg. Yeah, you're right.
Sorry, it's late for mental arithmetic.
Okay, and then we have in total 44 aircrafts going out via Clon, 22 via Ipton, 22 via Gunpa, and 22 via Niven. Correct?
Hang on. Total exits via Ipton is 44. Total exits via Gunpa is 44. Yeah, what Chris said about 11 per hour is right. It's definitely 22. Double airport. It's 44 Iptons and 44 Gunpas over the whole event.
Okay.
And half of those are from you and half of them are from Hamburg.
Yeah. And Clon and Niven is said correct, right?
Clon is going to be 4. Clon is going to be 22 and Niven will be 44.
Okay.
I mean, it will be what it will be. So.
And the traffic going from Hamburg transiting will be odd level.
It'll be whatever you agree with Copenhagen on the day.
Okay.
We cannot make it be at any particular flight level, can we? So.
Okay. Because
this is for you to discuss with Denmark.
I thought it was mentioned that it could be changed in the bookings, but okay.
Yeah, first we cannot guarantee it'll happen. We cannot guarantee they will file what their oceanic crossing level is in their flight plan. We cannot guarantee that Bremen or Copenhagen will climb it to any particular level. So if you want something, you will need to ask that directly from Denmark.
Yeah, so the best way is to go by Copenhagen.
Yeah, we can't force that. We can't make that happen.
Yeah, okay, then I'll talk with them.
Right, I'm going to play a wild card here. Instead of routing your non-event Heathrows via Compton and what I've currently got, which is Bamber, Dinham, can we bring them Golgsey departure down and leave via Leslie and then out that way to Dinham instead?
Sure.
Okay.
That works that off.
Sorry.
Good thinking. Yeah, that's much better.
Can you
for
do
us.
Leslie Dinham?
Yeah.
That's the top of the
something.
voter, isn't it? But
Yeah, we can. Yeah.
No, yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, so it just means that overhead Southampton is going to be an absolute kind of converge.
But that's fine because they're all low level. You just climb them to different
Hmm?
levels. The bigger problem is when you have converging overflying traffic that's already at cruise level.
Okay. Cool.
And
So
you'll be doing 5-minute MDIs anyway.
Oh, okay. All right then. So 5-minute MDIs on Heathrow.
Yeah, not just on the same route, like 5 minutes, like for all departures. Ever.
Even eastbound.
Yeah, definitely, absolutely.
Okay. Cool, I'll send them down Southampton down to Dawley so they can climb it and bring them back up once the Gowicks have turned north then. That'll work quite nice.
So instead, oh wait, you see the green line going from Bagso Revenue Pickle.
Yes.
It is fine if it goes Bagso Pickle because those three streams of traffic then will be on top of each other until Revenue. Whereas if we can get the green one diverging kind of up to Pickle, that works for us, and they won't go into Scottish.
So you want Bagso
Pickle, yeah. Please.
In the unlikely event that we have a Heathrow to Dublin, just standard Compton
240 max and as well.
Okay, maximum flight for 240, usual Compton routing via Vatry or...
Yeah, Vatry, because we'll have Lipco traffic, yeah.
Lovely,
You can't. They will file what they will file. It's just a normal, regular flight. You cannot control that in the course of the event. There will also be 100 Amsterdam Heathrows, no doubt, and stuff like that. So it is what it is.
So I'm going to put no departures from Heathrow via Compton unless they go to Ireland, basically.
Well, we cannot stop. Just because the non-event track is Delta, you cannot stop people filing on the normal. So all the normal BAV pilots will file their regular tracks, whatever they think is best for their flight.
Yeah. So what happens then? Like, do you just clear them on like an... If it's they file don't go to JFK because that's a real world flight plan, do you just clear them on that?
You cannot stop them, no.
Okay.
The whole point of the non-event track is we publish it to everybody. Hey, if you want to fly, this is the track that we would prefer you to fly. There are going to be more levels available on it than flying on the event tracks. But
okay.
There will still be the regular number of Bavists on a Saturday morning.
Well, if it's like a semi-Bavist, should we try and correct them?
Can we focus on this job, please? James, are you free?
Yes, give me 3 minutes. Yep, Chris.
It's alright, I did it myself. Thanks anyway.
No worries.
User left your channel.
Actually, it was a job that was not necessary, so we did it 3 times.
Seconds. Hello.
So this looks like it's the way it's going to go through our airspace. Not too many converging or crossing
Okay,
tracks.
so the diagram that we have with the map of the UK on it, every airport now should have sufficient lines from it to the NAT tracks, should have route strings that make sense, and that everybody agrees on.
User left your
If
channel.
you're still here, you have the opportunity to check, and if you've gone to bed, then too late. If anybody spots any irregularities, let us know, because we'll
User
start.
left your channel.
Some of these route strings are not quite correct, so they don't have the full route, including the entry point. So we just need to make sure they're all looking good, and that there is one for every pair of airports, every of our departure airport to each planned entry. Also, we need the Dublin. We need to put in the blue Dublin routes. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I don't know why I'm transmitting on here.
Is there any more need for us Norwegians, or can we go
Nope.
to bed?
You are released.
Oh, thank you.
Same for anybody else who is happy with their routes that as they appear on this sheet. When you're happy, you may leave. Thank you for your help tonight. Sorry for our lack of timely organisation. But as we mentioned at the beginning, it's a bit challenging this time around.
User disconnected from your channel.
Yeah, thanks, Mark.
Anyone who can hear shouting in the background, that's Gunnar with words of advice.
Just one more thing. Non-event Heathrow West Coast Chuckham. Any preferred routing? For that?
Yeah, they will file whatever they like.
Okay.
There is no, we cannot publish a track for the West Coast because it has to cover the whole of America west of Atlanta, basically. So
Well, Gunnar's in somebody's house, so.
Right, there's that as well.
Yeah, Matt, because I'm on the Irish planning team, but we're in Discord going through our own stuff, so. But the two main Vatar guys are there, so they take point on anything that needs to be said. Cheers out with Ned. Kieran's in bed. He's got work in the morning. He's not gonna be around tomorrow. I think he's work at 4 a.m. So yeah. It's Cahill and Paul. Yeah, Kieran's staff, but Kieran's working tomorrow. Well, he's actually working a couple of hours, so. Yeah, Fabio work. Since he became an adult. So that could be the way we're sectorizing tomorrow. Not 100% yet, but.
No. Hold on.
So it looks like the way we're going to sectorize upper level into 4 tomorrow.
User disconnected from your channel.
Double check with Ben and Chris, but yeah, so we want to keep them south so we can keep the
Yes, that's good. That is good. The mango route.
Okay, so not via Compton and Lambourne then. Check.
Some will file that anyway, so you cannot force them to do this. So.
No, yes, we will force them to do that. That's how we do it at Amsterdam.
Okay.
Why not make it easier for ourselves if we have the chance to do it?
Yeah. But VATSIM rules wise, you cannot force them to do it. If he says no, I want to go like this, then you have to let him
Then
go
we
like
tell
that.
them you get an indefinite delay. Enjoy your flight.
Because last year I ended up supervising a massive argument between Amsterdam Airport and a pilot who said no, I want to fly this way, and the controller refused to accept it. So if he says this is what I want to do, that's what he wants to do.
There's always one.
If we want a shitstorm for the event, fine with me. But yes, sorry to break it like that. But I feel like if we have the chance to correct it and make our lives easier along the way.
It, great, yeah. But force is a very strong word.
Yeah, okay. Maybe force is not the right word, but at least advise them and at least insist on making them at least change it for the sake of others.
The right word is suggest.
User joined your channel.
Yeah. James, are you changing something?
I'm adding the Irish routes in here.
Oh, it's okay.
Francisco, same.
User
Right,
joined
looks
your
like they're
channel.
finalising the routes out of Europe to get to the... So the green is going to be the routes to get to the oceanic entry point, and down here then are the NAT tracks. And this then is where the US routes... Have Hamburg released the departure briefing yet, guys?
You'll have to ask Simon.
I have it here. The reason why I haven't posted it up is because they said they were going to be sending me another one, but they haven't. So I'm just going to put the one up that they've given me.
Ah, cool.
Yeah.
There you go, Dan Aaron. They were waiting for an updated one, but they obviously never got it, so... Yeah, no worries.
Goodbye.
The American. Not here. Go and swim.
No. We're done.
Done, everybody, done.
Sound the done bell.
Done.
We have a route from every airport to the entry point. They've all been checked. There are the correct numbers. They've all been built in PFPX, so there are no spelling errors.
Then to confirm the route from Amsterdam to Trek Papa via Gomop. I don't see it in the master list right now. Is it being used actually?
Nope.
No.
Am I to conclude that then our 20% of our traffic is exiting via Colac to Trek Quebec? And there
You
will be no
agree.
traffic via Godos, or what is it, Mimva?
And there will be some Mimva traffic. Actually, no, it's Colac. You're right. So Amsterdam, you have 20% via Lonam. No, sorry, you're 40%. 40% via Lonam.
Yeah.
You have 20% via Colag, and 40% via Abnet.
Yeah, okay. Then it makes sense.
Would you like more Colag via versus Abnet?
No.
Wait, that
No,
doesn't
no, no,
add
no,
up.
no, no,
20 plus 20 plus 40.
40, 20, 40. This is just perfect.
Okay.
User left your channel. User disconnected from your channel.
Is anybody waiting for anything particular or have any questions?
No.
Good.
Right, so I'm going to head off now if it's all done routes wise. Just to confirm, 5-minute MDIs for all departures altered from Heathrow.
Probably, yeah. Not at the start.
Okay. I'll let one of
We'll
you
tell you when to start
guys. Okay, sure.
Or just look. I mean, look at the sky.
Yeah, yeah.
Be sensible.
Yeah. Cool. Right. Good night.
Good night. Thank you very much for your help.
Cheers.
No problem. Good luck with the roster, Nick.
User disconnected from your channel.
Yeah, Cormac, I'll be controlling Shannon.
12587.
Which looks like this is the way it's going to be sectorized. We're going to have 4 sectors. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll be on one of these tomorrow. It's not finalized, but this is pretty much the way we're going to be doing it. And each one of those blue lines is going to be going to the oceanic points, which corresponds with this. So it looks like the way we'll probably do it tomorrow. Actually, we might change 131, 132. They're very close.
User disconnected from your channel. User left your channel. User joined your channel.
All right, guys, I'm gonna turn off the stream there because things are starting to wind down. So, if you hadn't seen it before, hope it was interesting enough. And if you're flying tomorrow, have a nice flight. And if you go through my airspace, I'll talk to you then. Good night.